I see my baby laying on the ground, face down, and he was gone. He was gone.
Brittany Frierson, the mother of 10-year-old Keith Frierson, says he was a sweet kid with dreams of becoming a police officer or an influencer.
He was so friendly, maybe sometimes over-friendly. He was very respectful little boy, respect his family, his friends, his elders.
In the quiet neighborhood of Foothill Farms, Sacramento, a story unfolded that would tear at the heartstrings of a community and echo a mother's worst nightmare. On a seemingly ordinary December afternoon, the air was filled with the carefree laughter of children, among them 10-year-old Keith Frierson, who was out riding the bike he had just received for Christmas. Little did anyone know, this idyllic scene was about to take a tragic turn.
10-year-old boy is accused of pulling the trigger. The accused shooter's father appeared in court for the first time. ABC 10's Alicia Machado was in the courtroom today and has the latest on this case.
Yeah, well, before court, I spoke with the family of Keith Frierson, the 10-year-old boy killed in that shooting. They were hoping the boy and his father would be held accountable for Keith's death, only to find out that the boy accused of pulling the trigger may not be charged.
Just streets away, another 10-year-old boy, whose identity remains shielded by juvenile protection laws, found himself in a situation that would forever alter the course of multiple lives. In the aftermath of a simple bike race, a moment of youthful competitiveness, he ventured into his father's truck. There, he discovered something far more sinister, a loaded gun left unsecured by his father, Arkete Davis. Arkete Davis, a 53-year-old man with a history that legally barred him from gun ownership, had carelessly left the stolen weapon within reach of his child. This oversight, a glaring act of negligence.
We reached out to the DA's office, who did not specifically address the charges against the 10-year-old suspect due to juvenile matters needing to remain confidential. But in a statement, they said, based on the facts currently known, the sole criminal liability and responsibility for the child's death lays exclusively with this defendant, meaning Arkete Davis. The court system also couldn't provide any clarity on charges against the 10-year-old.
Set in motion a series of events that would culminate in tragedy. Back at the bike race, what started as playful rivalry soon escalated. The young boy, now armed and unaware of the gravity of his actions, fired the gun. The shot rang out, shattering the innocence of the day and striking young Keith. The bullet, a fatal blow, left Keith lying on the ground, his life slipping away amidst the chaos and confusion. As the community reeled from the shock, Arkete Davis attempted to erase his culpability, discarding the weapon in a desperate bid to hide his irresponsible actions. But the truth was as clear as it was heartbreaking. His failure to secure the firearm had directly led to this unspeakable tragedy.
The hospital where he later died.
Parents don't watch their kids.
Erica blames the parents as much as the child.
My nephew's blood is on y'all hands. Y'all allowed y'all's son to do this to my 10-year-old nephew.
Detectives believe the alleged shooter's father, 53-year-old Arkete Davis, tried to get rid of the gun. Investigators found it in a nearby trash can and discovered that it was reported stolen in 2017.
The aftermath saw Arkete Davis arrested and charged, not just for the unsecured firearm, but also for child endangerment and destroying evidence. Meanwhile, the young shooter, initially detained, was later exempted from charges, the legal system placing the burden of responsibility squarely on the father's shoulders. For Keith's mother, the days following were a blur of grief and disbelief. Her son, a bright light in her life, had been taken from her in a senseless act that could have been prevented. The community, too, felt the weight of the loss.
Brittany Frierson is still in shock. Loved ones surrounding her as they honor the life of her 10-year-old son, Keith. He was shot and killed over the weekend.
This wasn't supposed to happen. It's not okay.
Candles, balloons, and photos of Keith sit at the site of the shooting, right outside the family's apartment on Greenhome Drive. The last time Brittany saw Keith was when he went to ride his bike.
Rallying around the family, they're mourning a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the dire consequences of negligence.
Boy's father allegedly tried to get rid of the firearm by dumping it in the trash. The father was arrested on possession of a firearm by a felon and child endangerment. According to the CDC, firearm injuries are the leading cause of death for children in the U.S. More than 1,600 were killed in 2023.
Justice for my nephew.
Now, another family mourns the senseless death of a child.
My nephew's blood is on y'all hands.
The father of the alleged shooter, 53-year-old Arkete Davis, is being held on $500,000 bail.
This story, emerging from the quiet streets of Sacramento, is a somber narrative about the importance of responsible gun ownership and the devastating impact of its neglect. It's a tale that implores us to reflect on our responsibilities, not just as individuals, but as a society, to protect the innocent and prevent such tragedies from ever occurring again.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.